As of this morning, authorities have confirmed the discovery of the long-missing Norman Barley video and audio tapes, evidence thought to be lost for many years. The find has reopened old wounds across several small communities in the southeast, where many still carry the pain and memories of the terror Barley left behind.
For those who may not recall, Norman Barley was once known as one of Louisiana's most infamous criminals. A man accused of operating an illegal traveling sideshow, luring victims under the guise of entertainment, and committing unspeakable acts of theft and murder. Investigators have long believed Barley was responsible for hundreds of deaths across the southeastern United States.
Barley's reign of terror finally came to an end when he was captured after an alleged attempt to seize land belonging to a group of voodoo practitioners, a move that ultimately led to his downfall in the state of Louisiana.
The rediscovery of those tapes was a historical moment in Louisiana's history. The discovery, though, was short-lived. Someone broke in and stole the tapes.
Why did this happen? Who would have wanted to steal the tapes?
Investigating cold cases has always been a fascination of mine. While writing my true crime novel, I ran across the story of Norman Barley. When I tried to acquire the Norman Barley video and audio tapes for my research, that is when I found out they had been stolen.
There was one news video of him being arrested, but no audio. I always wondered what he sounded like. The whole story of Norman is one of the craziest ones out there.
We have the stolen audio and videotapes.
Wait, what? You're kidding me. Can I?
The crime spree that Norman Barley did involved hundreds of victims. Everything from theft to murder. He was only able to pull this off with the help of his accomplices. Laura James, who went by Losho, Tim Kirk, who went by Akane, and Osden Bonner, who went by Osbo. These people didn't work for the Norman that you see in the newspaper clippings nor video footage. They worked for his dad, Norman Barley Sr. So when you're talking about Norman Barley, most people think it's one person, but it's not. It's actually two people, Norman Sr. and Norman Jr. Many have gotten Sr. and Jr. mixed up, which is why I believe Jr. may have been innocent.
I'm shocked. I never knew about that. This will definitely change my understanding of Norman Barley.
My name is Thomas McCulley. I am an investigator for the Randeville Police Department. The missing tapes case became a cold case after some time. When I got it, my first thought was to look over all previous evidence and start there. As I was going through the files, my heart sunk for these victims. The events that these people went through was unlike anything I had ever seen. Eventually ran across someone who gave a statement a couple of years ago about the tapes, but it was never followed up on. So I decided to follow up on it.
I was approached by Detective Thomas about a statement I had gave to the Randeville Police Department concerning some items I had found. It all started when I was in my attic trying to get my Christmas decorations when a box fell off a shelf. When I picked it up, I noticed some old tapes in it. I borrowed some equipment from a friend of mine to play them. While watching, I knew in my gut that these tapes may be related to the Norman Barley case. Everyone in this small community has heard the stories of Norman Barley. That's why I felt I had to call the police.
When I got the tapes, parts of them were severely damaged. They had to be sent off for recovery. While they were sent off, I started going back through the evidence. I found some objects that may have contained DNA, so I sent those off as well. The original police report of Norman Jr. was riddled with errors. I believed a new investigation needed to be done. The problem, though, is that many witnesses have passed away and Mr. Barley died awaiting trial. I did find a relative of one of the witnesses, though.
My grandmama, God rest her soul, used to tell me stories about a man named Norman Barley, oui? Before she passed, she said that man come knocking on her door, talking about wanting her to sign over her land to him. She tell him, "Nah, sir, that land been in my family too long." Next thing she know, he trying to forge her name, trying to steal it right out from under her. She run to her sister Clavie, but Lord have mercy. She find Clavie laying dead in her room. My grandmama, she was scared after that and went to the police. Now, a while back, Detective Thomas come see me, and I told him the same story my grandmama told me.
So we finally got the results of the DNA and the restoration of the tapes in. The DNA is a match to an unknown male who is related to Norman Barley Jr. This person of interest is the one we believe may have stolen the tapes to begin with. As for Norman Jr., my investigation led me to believe he was murdered. I found an officer's statement that the night Mr. Barley died, he heard some commotion in Barley's cell. He went to investigate and found him deceased. I recently watched and listened to the tapes, and it got me to thinking about what else the department in the past may have screwed up on. That has led me to reopen many of the murder investigations that were pinned on Barley Jr. Now, for how these tapes ended up in Miss Beth's house remains a mystery. We still cannot figure out to this day how that happened.
My name is Norman Barley Jr. If I am found dead, let this be my taped confession. I am innocent of the crimes I have been accused of. I have never murdered nor robbed anyone. I went to Miss Cleavy's house, a voodoo practitioner, to talk some sense into her sister, to let her know a great evil was coming. When I got there, I found her deceased in her bedroom. She had been decapitated. I ran out and collected myself for a couple of days. I went to Cleavy's sister's house to explain to her that the piece of land she owned needed to be temporarily in my name due to the dangers that were coming. Instead of listening to me, she argued with me and accused me of trying to steal it from her. Knowing I couldn't save her from my father's crew, I left. My name is Norman Barley Jr. I am here to tell the truth, a truth that many may find hard to hear. My father and his crew are responsible for the murders and thefts, not me. I have tried to warn people about the dangers of his sideshow for many years, but no one would listen. I tried to stop him before he came back to Louisiana. I found his tent in the woods, set up a camera as proof, and ran his crew off. Or so I thought. When that didn't work, I decided to go to Miss Clevy's house to have her talk some sense into her sister about her land. I found her dead when I got there and left. I went to her sister's house a couple of days later to explain to her about what was coming, and she got into an argument with me, so I left. I just want to clear up any confusion. I don't wish anyone any harm.
A couple of questions do linger in my mind. What was Norman and his jailmate arguing about that led to his murder? I walk around wondering what the name of the person who stole the tapes is and how the tapes ended up in Miss Beth's attic. I usually think about whatever happened to Norman's dad, Norman Barley Sr. I have more questions now than I did when I first started. I do believe that Norman Jr. may be innocent. If my investigation proves this, I hope he can rest in peace.